handles and shorts, and surf, and scuba, and sand, and sailing, and soccer. San Diego, California.
And a mic.
Season's greetings and welcome to Two Balls and a Mic. 275 weeks consecutively in a row from this very same place, except for the 2 episodes where we did it in another location. We are back on a Monday to cover and talk and chat with all of you and with each other about everything soccer in San Diego. San Diego FC defeat FC Dallas 5-0. Cinco pepinazos.
Gonna take it from here. He's got a chance to feed it. Tony Balacani to his right. He does. Balacani back to Milan. The Escondido product fires. Goal. Goal.
Thank you, Adrian Garcia Marquez, for the audio on that. 5th call for the local kid, Milan Iloski, getting his first goal here at home in front of his hometown. We'll get into that. But also, San Diego Wave. I'd play the audio, but frankly, the call for a fantastic moment was ruined. It wasn't the best. But San Diego Wave win 2-1 in a heart-stopping match against AFC. Season's greetings to everybody joining us. I want to make sure everybody's still here. We want to say hi to Abe. We're going to bring him on up too.
Hola, chiquillo. ¿Cómo estás, Abe?
Muy bien, muy bien. How you guys doing? I'm having a good time. It was a crazy weekend. It was like one of the more memorable
Abe, you're
weekends.
muted for some reason.
No, wait, hello?
It's us. We can't hear you, Abe. So we're gonna fix that right now as our professional cable person is fixing this. Well, thank you for that intro, Tony. I love when people appreciate your videos that you make the day of and throw it up there. The Top Gun was a nice touch. And Abe sounds crudo sometimes. Someone commented.
I do sometimes, yeah. I wonder why. That's just my voice. It depends on the weekend. I don't know. But I'm not drinking. I haven't drank in a while. Are you guys doing all right? Is the Wi-Fi okay?
Yeah.
Tony looks like he's freaking out over there.
Yeah, no, Tony's is fixing it, but you know, the show must go on. So yeah, we had San Diego FC, big win at home. We had San Diego Wave, big win at home. And we're also going to get started once the audio's fixed with goals, gaffes, and grades. We had some fantastic grades, some great goals, and some very fun gaffes. And again, thank you for everyone tuning in right now. We're going to go ahead and get started a little bit. But Abe, how was just your weekend overall? A lot of soccer this weekend.
It was pretty cool. Didn't really do much other than the soccer, honestly. Just going to these games, watching, covering. Like, genuinely, like I was saying earlier, it's one of the more memorable weekends of San Diego soccer. Like, a 5-0 win and then last-minute game winner for the Wave. It's really all a San Diego sports media person, San Diego sports fan can ask for. It was just a great moment.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to the San Diego FC game this weekend, but I was keeping up, and man, like, callaron bocas. I will say that. They had a dominant win, and we're going to talk all about it, especially here with Tony, as he's tirelessly trying to work on the audio. But also San Diego Wave, thrilling win, last-minute win. And Abe, I guess we can just, you and I, chat about it. You had a question, and maybe people in the chat can weigh in. What was your question that you had for us, Abe?
Yeah, I'd love for the people in the chat to answer this. What would you prefer to watch as a fan? A 5-0 blowout win for your team, or a last-minute game winner, as we saw in the San Diego Wave game? Because I thought they were both really good moments for people to experience, but they both offer like something very, very different. So, like, which would you prefer?
I personally would prefer, if I was a fan, for my team to absolutely dominate and destroy 5-0. I think that just creates a very fun entertainment and very fun atmosphere in general. Puedes estar pisteando con los compas, con todo, la barra, just having fun. You know your team won. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a party after. I absolutely prefer a thrashing. What about you, Abe?
Yeah, I feel the opposite, because I feel like after you hit 2-0, honestly, maybe even 3-0, you're kind of out of it, or at least I think I'm like out of it by that point. It's like, okay, your team won, you're paying attention, but you're not really paying attention. The other team kind of checks out at that point, and the soccer just isn't as exciting. But when your team's like in it, it's a tie game, and they're just like pushing and pressing for that final goal, and then like to get it in the last minute, like the Wave did. Like, it was just the energy release. Like, I don't think there was that much of an energy release. Like, it's similar energies for SDFC and Wave, where like they're excited the whole time, and you're just like, okay, cool. But for just how much the Snapdragon Stadium popped for that final goal, it was like you could feel it. Everyone in the whole stadium was like, whoa, that was like a moment I don't think I'm gonna forget anytime soon.
Can you hear me all right there, Abe?
Yes, I can. Can you
Yeah,
hear
just
me
making
all right,
sure.
Tony?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a really good question you guys kind of segued into. We're going to get to a little bit later, but either way, 3 points is 3 points. And I think that's the best way that both managers are going to look back at this weekend. It's going to be positives all around at Snapdragon Stadium. The field held up for some light drizzle / rain. But yeah, okay.
I can't hear you right now. There you go.
There we go. Let's go ahead and get into some goals, gaps, and grades. If you guys are good with that, then we'll use that as a launching pad. We'll start with SDFC and their 5 goals, $5 foot goals on Saturday, and then the Wave game on Sunday. What was this? How much? How did the pitch look for the Wave game? It looked decent. Like I'm not sure. Like there's not enough, not anything of real concern as of yet. There are areas, and we've been talking to some of the photographers actually that hang around around all game, just looking at the quality of the pitch. It is deteriorating, but not at a same level as it was last season for sure. At this point, the first field was already tore up. Like you can tell there was a problem. But it's held up well. So,
Just to give you a heads up, I think
Yes.
our screen is black or frozen. People letting us know in the chat.
Okay, I think it's just me now, but yeah, it's just still an audio medium, so if you guys still want to hop on, but yeah, I thought the field looked all right. It definitely moved a little bit slower just because of the rain, but that happens in any field when it rains. So the field right now is holding up well. There's still like a lot more games in May. I think there's 5 matches for San Diego FC, and there's going to be like 3 for the Wave, and they've already each played one of those. So it's going to have a lot of usage, but I think it'll be fine by the end of May. What do you think? You back, Shiba? You guys good?
Working on it, but yeah, no, I felt like the grass was pretty good in general for the Wave game as well.
Yeah, and here, I'm gonna read this comment from Procrastinating Puma. It's funny to see people complain about the pitch, not to defend its current state, but like it was so much worse this time last year. Yeah, it definitely was. Like, especially with like how it started with the Gold Cup and just the flood and how it never seemed to really like catch well. The pitch was just nuts. So this year for sure, it's actually looks like a true field. I think those grow lights that Snapdragon has kind of helped a little bit with that. I think I read somewhere that they're hoping that it's going to be sunny this weekend. So this week, once the rain stops, for the gas to keep going. But it's something for us to keep an eye on as the season goes on.
100%.
Yeah, and again, that's a positive. We were actually asking about, hey, where are these supposed grow lights? Where is this technology? And lo and behold, I think that same week, people started reporting in Mission Valley some strange lights emanating from the area. Actually, that's what ended up happening. There was a whole
pink,
story
which
on
is
it.
kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought that.
it's honestly really cool. Like it's a really cool thing to just pass by. Sometimes I'll go to the 8 East and just see it on the way. It's like, okay, like it just has a glow. I remember I like seeing just landscapes of stadiums sometimes, and that's a nice landscape with the grow lights. I remember CityLink over in Seattle has that same those two stadiums, Safeco and the Seattle Seahawks. They're like right next to each other, and so it's very picturesque. It captures the city, just like Petco Park.
Cool.
By the way, we'll have Survivor Series coming up here for WWE. Never seen 17. Anyways, all right, let's get into goals, gaps, and greats. Abe, are you okay with that? I'm just checking. Yeah, just making sure we're everything.
Solo pod today.
Solo pod for
I'm willing to
Abe.
do that. I got my OG AYSO. This is, I think, like probably like when I was like fucking 12 or something. It fits me like perfectly, which is kind of crazy.
No, that fits you big, dude.
Yeah, that
fits me.
Were you a chunky kid?
No, I think this was big on me at the time too. Like maybe they just ran out of sizes or something.
Oh,
what number is it?
Yeah,
number 16.
That's why.
It's a bad number.
that's a big boy number actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was always number 20.
I used to wear like 3 and 4 when I was like a big man center back, but I think this year maybe I joined the team late or something. But
San Diego, Aurora, Northern Lights. I like it. Won't be on for the vibes. And I've always driving around Big Island in Hawaii. I've been getting
Sounds like he needs to enjoy.
Brandon. Yeah,
he
no.
needs to enjoy.
The
Not
fact
us,
that you came on
have
here
fun.
is honestly a privilege. Thank you, Brandon, for making an appearance against with your baller crew. Teammate Esteban Toscano having a great time representing the city of San Diego. Real content creators here, locally sourced, farm to table content creators here in San Diego. Check out Baller Crew. All
Let's
right,
dive into
Gaps and
goals,
Greats,
gaps, and greats.
please. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started because I mean there are a lot of goals to get to, and we had a conversation. And tell us what you guys think in the comment section. What was the goal of the week? What was the gaff of the week? Who was the great of the week? But I think it's a general consensus. The three of us were there in attendance, and again, that sparked that conversation of what's better, the 90th whatever minute goal or an absolute whacking by your team at home.
By the way, what do you prefer? If you're a fan, your team thrashing another team or a last minute winner?
Just the euphoria of just like we got out of it, and I think
I get it. I get that.
Look, Champions League, Bayern Munich, like that's as close as it gets. Chelsea, Bayern Munich, 2012. Chelsea going in there, you had a starving team. I'm sorry, we're gonna go down this really quick. A starving team. Frank Lampard, Terry got a red card the game before. Your captain doesn't play. You have a Raul Mireles who's hurt. You have a Fernando Torres who everybody's saying washed up. You have Mata, who during the game misses a penalty in the penalty tanda, and there's no way for us to win. Drogba's last game against this Mannschaft of soccer and football.
Good times.
2012.
So a last minute winner.
Last minute winner. It's just a pure enjoyment. But
if you haven't heard by now, there was a last minute winner at Snapdragon Stadium last night.
And here it is. Let's go ahead and get some audio. I mean, I bet this call has to be.
This video can be both the great and the gaff.
All right, listen to this. Listen to this.
Time running out. Puts one up. It bounces off the crossbar and in. Armstrong is celebrating like it's hers. Right at the end of the game, San Diego takes the lead.
San Diego takes the lead. Indeed, a goal there by
as if it's
Trinity.
hers.
As if it's hers. As if she owns it.
The goal was
off
by
the crossbar.
the grass.
Didn't hit the crossbar, but
The goal was by the grass. By the way. No, that was a great goal by Trinity Armstrong. 17 years old. You know, she gave us the explanation of that goal in the post-match conference, and man, like just the intellect that she has of the game and how well aware she is of herself. It was insane. Great moment for San Diego Wave, making it 3 wins in a row. Trinity Armstrong, you win San Diego Football's goal of the week.
Yay! Did we put the little video? Yeah, we did. By the way, again,
Should have told her. Hey,
Awful call. I mean,
It's tough because you never know
I
the
do it, so
circumstances for a
see,
broadcaster.
throw shade my way. I suck.
Let's
maybe,
just say
potentially.
this now for the gaff of the week.
Pato.
Like, yes, it's tough to tell,
Time running
especially
out.
like on a field. You never know where you're at. Like,
Puts one up.
That's on up.
It bounces.
It
Off
bounces
the crossbar
and the
in.
crossbar in.
Armstrong is celebrating like it's hers.
Pato, Pikachu is losing his mind. Like, look how happy Pikachu is. Pikachu has never been so happy since the first time he earned a badge after training against a gym that was a rock type in Brock. Like, they were so happy together, Ash Ketchum and him. He's never smiled that way, except this moment. Trinity Armstrong just
The end of the game. Sitting left
You know,
for it
yeah.
in. Puts one up.
um
Time running
this,
out.
aquí viene el centro de Kenta Dali, dale al centro del gol, Trinity Armstrong.
I don't even think he
Celébralo,
knew.
Pikachu.
I don't even think he knew
Celebra,
who scored it at first, to be honest. By the way, I'm just gonna go off the rails here a little bit, but the grade can also be found in this video. If we want to go to the grade, run it back, Tony, because the grade is also in this video.
¿Qué pedo?
This is the first time ever in Two Balls in the Mic history that the goal, the gaff, and the grade is in the same clip. But the grade of San Diego Football, Two Balls in the Mic episode
Puts
275.
one up. It bounces.
Pikachu.
Off the crossbar in.
Pikachu.
Armstrong is celebrating like it's hers.
Pika.
It is not
It's not Pikachu.
Pikachu.
It's not.
Although I will say we were concerned for a little bit because we saw Pikachu on the pitch earlier in the game. Not on the pitch because that would be, security violations to allow a wild Pokemon just free that way next to pyrotechnics. It's not a good deal. Ask Team Rocket. But no, we saw him. Like, oh, dude, that's cool. And then he
Pikachu,
just
we're like,
disappeared.
Where did
Disappeared
Pikachu go?
the entire time.
And it just appeared
And
towards the
just
end of the game.
into the cove
yeah.
with the sirens. Shout out to the sirens. Shout out to Die. Obviously, just threw it in the rain. Like, San Diego fans came out this weekend and look, they supported and at the end, and this is what I forgot to add, Jonas, in the press conference, was you saw this too, Abe. Who was turning?
Dude, okay, so I
lighting
saw
up the crowd.
I saw Kaylin Sheridan do it first, and she does that like often whenever there's like a free kick or a corner kick. But like to see the coach, like he was like, you could see it in his face, like he was going insane. Like had his like notebook was like flailing everywhere, was trying to like hype up the crowd, and like it was a really cool moment.
It was an awesome moment. I mean, it's hard not to give the great to Trinity Armstrong because again, it was a fantastic moment. Not to take anything away from the great soccer that happened the night before in the 5-0 destruction of the Texas team FC Dallas. But man, I think just that's just a good just moment for soccer in San Diego. I just wanted to see Pikachu run on the field and slide on the grass.
That would have been security would have tackled Pikachu.
I only listened to Spanish commentary when available. Abe, I think we talked about this, right? NWSL commentary in Spanish is actually much better than the English variety. So
yeah, and just to give a little bit of a break to this broadcast, he has had some good calls for San Diego Wave stuff. There's some other NWSL broadcasters that are on where I'm like, okay, here we go. But he usually is pretty good. Just this specific call was very, very tough.
Yeah, no, it's not the worst because there have been worse calls.
Qué negativos,
absolutely.
compas. Estuvo bien padre el call.
But yeah, so that is goals, gaffes, and greats for this week. All right. We will be getting to San Diego Wave. We're just going to go in chronological order tonight for episode 275. Thank you for joining, which, by the way, thank you for everybody who has already put in their order for the San Diego Punto Futbol hats. Some varieties have already sold out. So thank you for forcing the company that makes them to have to order more and inconveniencing them. Well, no, they should be in stock. It's my thought. You say, hey, we have this. Let's have it in stock. So that one's still available. The one my buddy, what do we name him?
Kyle.
It's Kyle. Yeah, Kyle has got it going. Kind of looks like
I thought it looked like Jim Russell, honestly.
It looks like a Jim Russell, like Steph Curry hybrid. Yeah. Well, he's got the hat down. We've seen the hats around. Actually, a hat made an appearance on Sunday in the Cove. Shout out to Senor Travis Peterson at Punk Rock Paint. Senor Yamo de San Diego Punto Futbol designs a lot of stuff around, designed the imagery around San Diego Punto Futbol, actually. So thank you to him. Check it out, Punk Rock Paint. But thank you for everybody who's been supporting, getting your hats. It really, really means a lot. Maybe we can get better cables. So with the beginning 3 minutes of the show doesn't happen again, which is awesome to happen. You know what was cool though? That post game at Snapdragon Stadium after the San Diego FC game, like that was pretty nifty. We're gonna see how much we can get away with that. I'm actually gonna start pressing a little bit, like, hey, so if I set up right after the game, somewhere down there, somewhere now that I can do it within Snapdragon Stadium, let me borrow a player for a post match, quick 2 minutes. Hey, this and this and this, this and this and this. All right, see ya.
Cool.
That'd be cool. But yeah, if you guys like that, let me know. Let the team know. Let the team know that you're watching. That this is the podcast that the insiders watch for everything San Diego soccer related. That's San Diego FC, San Diego Wave, and everything in between. Yeah, no, 100%. That would be great. I'd love it. Maybe we can get everybody who's been spamming us with "Where is Manu Dua?" In the comments. Hey, maybe we'll ask him. Hey, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're one of the only players that hasn't seen action. Saw Jeremy also. Can we attend? Look like you were on the Toyota Terrace section. It's actually after everybody gets kicked out of the stadium, because it's after the press conference, because there's certain MLS rules and NWSL rules on timing as far as when you can live stream from an MLS game or the window after. Yes, actually, thank you, George. I was thinking about this the other day. I know we're just dragging to San Diego FC because there's a lot to talk about. But I was thinking about this. San Diego FC, or San Diego Wave for that matter, should adopt a Dr. Simi variant into Snapdragon Stadium. And look, SDFC, we've given plenty of great ideas. We've given a lot of criticism. We know how we feel about each other, but take this one, a Dr. Simi San Diego FC variant, a chromed out Dr. Simi. Pato.
That's dope. That'd be pretty cool to see. San Diego FC.
I'll collect royalties after.
You guys were there at the game on Saturday.
Yes.
And
what did you say? San Diego FC?
Yeah.
Yeah. San
Diego FC. What an ass kicking. Did you guys get to see at Snapdragon Stadium on Saturday? Let's look at the starting lineup for San Diego FC, because there were some changes.
One change. Well, we have one change, singular. And it all starts up in the back. Obviously, Dos Santos cemented himself as the number one option. Everything that was said about him, everybody needs to be apologetic, because Dos Santos has put on a string of performances that has been nothing short of, from what I've seen across the MLS.
Where do you guys rank him in the club?
Proficient.
Is he top 5 in the club right now? In his, like, just overall?
Proficient at what he does. Abe, what do you think?
Top 5 is a bit tough for me because you got Dreyer, Lozano, the whole midfield. That's 5 right there. But he's definitely a must start. Has been a major surprise to me. I think I was questioning him coming into the Coachella games, but he has been just really good, really solid, comfortable out there, playing just really well for a style that maybe it's playing out of the back and be uncomfortable, but he's just looked comfortable out there. So it's just really good for him so far.
I almost want to see a game where Pablo Cisniega starts just to see if you could actually tell the difference. Because he has been having great games. He's making key stops. He's communicating. But we don't know how the other goalkeepers play yet. And I'm not saying you got to rotate the goalkeepers. If he's working and he's the starter, he must start every game. But I am curious to see how Pablo Cisniega does play when the opportunity presents itself, whether it's a red card for CJ, whether it's an injury, Leagues Cup, whatever it is.
If I'm CJ, I'm hearing this because, you know, some of the players who listen to Two Balls and a Mic, actually, I'd say, I guess we'll never know. And I just have that mentality right now because he is playing lights out. Shout out, getting another clean sheet here at home. But in front of him is a
I think you guys might have dropped it out. Hello? All right, well, Tony and Chiva are frozen. I'm not sure if I'm frozen or not, but it seems like, okay, I'm still here. So, yeah, I think, as Tony was saying, you got Chris McVeigh, Patty McNair as center backs. It worked out pretty well for them in that center back position. I think they're solid there. There's really no necessary changes. Luca Bombino, Willie Comado playing. I think Willie, it was interesting to see him start again because he had that big error in the previous match, but I think it says a lot about remaining and having a little bit of confidence in him to leave him in that right back position. And I thought Willie also played a pretty solid game. Luca Bombino has still been really impressive as an 18-year-old. Just, I think, probably looking like the best fullback that this SDFC team has. And I don't know about you, Chiva. Can you hear me now, Chiva? Okay, I think you're muted, but
can you hear me?
You good now? Yeah.
I think we got to add Tony on here now.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Abe?
Yes.
I agree. Luca Bombino is the best option at the left back position. I think he's better than Negri. I think he's better than Hamadi Diop. I think Mikey Varas really does like him, and I think he's the best option right there. Like Tony was saying before, we had some technical difficulties. The Meg Walls, they have been outstanding. By the way, was there a timeline on the suspension for?
He was out one game, but then he was out with technically injury, or he was still dealing with an issue on that front.
So actually, let's rewind it, right? So that's a good question that I don't think a lot of people picked up on. First of all, Andre Reyes who? Because again, not needed right now, and really not been missed. That hasn't been an asset. If anything, it has only hurt San Diego FC in this time playing. Doesn't mean he doesn't have a chance to come back and bounce back and everything. But in training last Thursday, Mikey Varas was asked, "Hey, so what's up with Reyes? Didn't see him out there." There's been a setback with his injury. So the sources did kind of point to that same knee, and I think he's being looked at again for reevaluation. How convenient that is in terms of the suspension with the red card and just everything put together. I think, you know, it was damaged goods to begin with. I want to believe San Diego FC knew about this going into the Andre Reyes way, but you know, you marketed him off the gate as like he's the guy. And again, another kind of chip on the shoulder player, just like Dos Santos, where Chris McVeigh, all right, you got this guy to start in front of me. Okay, well, when he's ready, he's still not going to have a chance. He's still not going to be deserving of my starting position. And yeah, I can play left back for you, but McVeigh, you know, tried his best at left back. He's played it, but we saw that he was outmatched, out of position against.
Obviously, it's being reported that it's another injury, anything like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go back and just kind of say like, I think there's something more going on than just an injury. I don't know exactly what it is, but I still think that there's something that obviously gets handled behind everything. Like no one's ever gonna know what really is happening. All they're gonna say is that it's an injury, but I think there's some other issues probably going on there.
Who knows?
Yeah, and he was in street clothes, I think, right, Tony, at the training on Thursday. So
yeah,
I know I was pretty questioning of what Chiva thought that last week, of questioning like what Andreas Reyes has done for the team, and I am kind of leaning towards what Chiva is saying now at this point, just because you don't often see a player in street clothes, like especially like they're still at practice, so that means like he was at practice there watching, but like Marcus Ingvartsen's on the other field still
rehabbing,
getting ready, rehabbing.
Yeah.
If you're injured, I think oftentimes you'll see a player like in their cleats and stuff, but he wasn't even in his cleats. So maybe it is a major setback in his knee that you don't want to re-aggravate. So there's absolutely like no soccer activity that's allowed, but it's a question mark, especially after you get a red card in your first match.
Yeah, and again, with this all said, San Diego FC still won 5-0, clean sheet.
Yeah, you don't even need him. Yeah,
you don't even need him. So just the
Exactly.
storylines to just kind of keep on the back burner for right now, because if there is an injury or if there is, with Leagues Cup coming up, there is going to have to be more rotation of players. What's going to be the priority? MLS? Those are the questions we're going to start having to ask head coach Mikey Varas at training coming up. So stick around for everything San Diego's football on all social medias for all of that.
At the right back position, we had Willy Kumaro, who Tony, you've emphasized that he's Mikey's favorite.
Yeah,
like, he likes him at the right back position. Ava and I still agree that he's probably not the best option. I think Lofelsen has the minutes that he's gotten, he's looked a lot better as well. But Mikey Varas insists on Willy Kumaro. He made a mistake last time they played, and this one he played a way better game for sure. But yeah, he's the starting right back again. The midfielder again, the three untouchables in this lineup. You cannot not have this three in the midfield. We've seen them without each other. It doesn't work. All three of them together just works out beautifully. And then on top, you have Chucky and Dreyer, who Dreyer now moving into the 9 role. Balakari, boom, gets the boot back to the bench, and you give Alex Mainen the people's
champ, really.
Yeah,
like really,
everyone's been asking for Alex Mainen to
start in the circles that I've kind of been asked, and it's like, where is he? Why doesn't he play? I have people from across the pond also chatting about, hey, like our guy, we have an Englishman over there. Like Alex Mainen is a good player, so he should be the solution to a lot of the issues that are happening. Yeah. So he gets the nod. Mikey Vadas confirmed that in the post-match, saying, yeah, no, like he's been working for this, and it seems like he's earned this right to be in there. And frankly, I want to be positive about this. Surprisingly, I think it's a tribute to Maiten putting himself in a position to start more than Balakari losing his spot to Maiten or losing a spot, because clearly he comes in, nothing really changes for SDFC. They're still rolling, they're still going. Alex Maiten, as we'll see right now, is the reason why they earned the penalty to begin with, an absolute disruptor. But yeah, I mean, as good as you're going to get of a lineup for their MLS team out the gate it's not bad. It's not bad. A couple of games in. But yeah, I mean,
it started off hot and ended off hot as well, right? Like it's just,
they had the cool helicopter that is frightening. The amount of torque that takes just to take a right angle turn is insane. I would hate for that to come and chase me.
And you know what? This was the FC Dallas team that took the undefeated status away from Inter Miami, a rotated squad due to the Conca Champions, right? But this FC Dallas just looked absolutely trash too. SDFC looked that much better as well, and it's a little bit of both, right? SDFC just it's a good team, and FC Dallas is just not the best team either. But 5-0, I don't think anyone was expecting that.
Yeah, no, and out the gate, right? Like you really have to play that first kind of game of chicken with the other team as far as like where are you going to go? Are we going to find you out? Like, are we going to, just play our style? Do we need to adapt? What are you bringing to the table? And that's what MLS will bring you, some excitement in the first 15 minutes for sure of each half. But in the first half, that's the X factor for SDFC was clearly the play that was happening over on the right with Alex Mayen. As you see here, Alex gets it, cuts into the inside, is going to cut back outside, gets in the way of just the defending. Like, that's clear, brave, attacking, vertical play. Like, we heard building SDFC. What does verticality mean? Well, that's what it means. It's attacking the defense, going for it, knowing that you're going to get fouled, hoping you get fouled. And you can tell that that's exactly what they were working for, because Alex Mayen pretty much celebrates it as if it was a goal. And that's just a smart player right there. Like, just knowing I earned that for my team. Like, I did that. My hard work got my team here. Getting clipped from the back once, twice, outside the box once. A little bit of a controversy there. They do have to
a bit close.
take a second. Yeah.
I thought it was a bit close, but yeah, definitely still penalty. That's a really funny. I didn't notice that on the first watch. Him just like celebrating the penalty like that. Like, you don't see that often. Usually they're like selling it a little bit more, but he just immediately got up and was like, yeah.
This is the second penalty Chucky takes for SDFC, and both have been guessed. This one was a lot closer than last one. So, Tony, what's his tell? You're a goalkeeper, used to be a goalkeeper. What's his tell that goalkeepers are just guessing where he's going to shoot?
Well, I mean, you can do your homework for once, just like literally take a guess. Chucky Lozano bearing it right there for his first goal of the night. He almost got there. It's not a good penalty. Like, it's not a good penalty. He's not necessarily known for being a penalty taker. We did see De La Torre had the ball in his hand. It looked like he was going to take it. A little bit reminiscent of last week
time too.
with Dreyer did that. Yeah. He was asked later in the press conference and post game, "Hey, like, was that like what was that?" And he was like, "Oh, it's your strategy. It's part of the strategy." He was going to hold it anyways. I didn't take it from him. But I mean, it's hard to tell. But if you really want to break it down to maybe an inference that I may have, to slow this down a little bit. It's when I say it's not a good penalty, it's like a pass. He's passing it to the back.
So right there, you already know where he's gonna shoot, right? How?
You have an inkling just because of his body language. You can see the right shoulder starting to dip. Like, his shoulders are turning to his right. His left foot is planted a little bit too close to the ball to think he's gonna open it wide with the inside of his foot. So he's going to do a downswing almost. And I mean, it's a little bit of a good guess.
Yeah.
And it's not a strong shot. It almost gets saved. Like, that's one that goalkeeper's going to have to live with. Like, he has to get that. He has to get that. No, the ones that hurt are the ones that go underneath your armpit area. Like,
that sucks.
Those are the ones that are the death blows. But I mean, it goes in. It counts just as good as if it,
Did anyone ask him about the celebration?
Panenka? No, I'm gonna ask him next time. He's done it a couple times. I think we think it's to his kid. Like, he looks at a specific box. I think you said, Abe.
Yeah, he looks to one of the luxury boxes that's pretty close to where the press box is, and that's where I've noticed some of the players' families for any of San Diego soccer event. They're usually in that little spot. So if you look in that corner, maybe you'll see someone famous.
There you go.
There you go. I mean, San Diego goes up 1-0 and quickly after also get the second one. A very nice play.
Yeah. And again, FC Dallas tried to press San Diego FC up top, but they left way too many spaces. And that's where San Diego FC does their best work, is when you give them the pattern, the recipe, the book that
this
has
is a right
to be
dream
followed.
goal. This is a
this will be
the dream goal.
Next time, like, Right to Dream has found a team, and what's the play style of SDFC?
It started playing out the back
Dream.
how they usually do. Like, it was Right to Dream style, Right to Dream 101. Great ball all around. Great through ball from Dreyer. Chucky takes on the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper shouldn't even be there. And they take advantage of that. And again, Right to Dream 101.
Yeah, it's a really good goal.
Yeah, completely perfect. I think an unsung part of that is Luca De La Torre making a run down the middle too. like to not only like probably get a second ball in case there is a deflection or something. He's open for the pass as well, but like there was no chance that that wasn't going to be a goal. Like this is like you said, Chiba, this is exactly this right to dream style way, and it works out perfectly. Like you got Mighton open on the right side too. Technically, if he could have sent him on a run down the right side, he could have given a short pass to De La Torre right here. But there's just so many options for Dreyer here that like if they keep creating chances like this, they're gonna score a lot more.
And you can
practice this.
You can see the moment. Like this is why this is so cool, and this is why I need to figure out how to do a telestrator on Two Balls in the Mic so I can show you guys and draw on the screens how cool this is, because you can tell the moment that he decides to take it upfield. He's such a smart player. He knows that his place isn't on the right. He's veering toward his natural progression of I need to open wide, but he remembers, no, I'm down the middle. The book says I need to start running down the middle. And not even that, like you're saying, Abe, there's options. I'm going to just take my time, get open. No, let's go ahead and move forward. Right there. It's like, all right, let's go, guys. Somebody's going to miss a tackle, mistime something. There's the window of opportunity. I know I can get it through there. I see Chucky. Chucky can then take his time, pass it back, but opens wide, has confidence in himself. And honestly, it's not an easy angle to get that ball through. So top to bottom, one of the prettiest goals for San Diego FC for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that stuff. On the keeper was way off his line. Like that guy was in no man's land. And again, from being so great to almost blocking that penalty to just making a really big mistake as well and coming off. But I think in a way, San Diego FC with this through ball forced him to come out. He really thought he committed to coming out, and it just wasn't the best decision. But Dreyer put such a great ball there as well.
Well, it's fantastic ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So San Diego FC goes up 2-0. Chucky Lozano gets a double. Was there any sensation or any feeling at all that he would score a hat trick in this match?
I
close.
thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so. It wasn't like he was pushing for it though. Like sometimes you'll see a player like they're calling for the shots or they're taking unnecessary shots, but you could tell like they wanted an extra goal from anyone. Like I think Chuky's, because he's like a left wing, he's not doesn't have that selfish striker mentality where it's like I need to get a hat trick right now.
Moments after this, so it's 2-0, San Diego FC's winning. Alex Mighton goes down. Earlier in the game, he had gone down and favored his shoulder,
right?
His right shoulder. He came back after that, was part of that run of play for San Diego FC's second goal. Later on, he goes down. He lands. I think it's a 50-50. He lands on his shoulder again, has to get substituted. And, you feel for the guy. And, he took his opportunity. Like that's what you can say about his performance. Like he really took his opportunity, and that's good that Mikey Varas is giving the opportunity for competition within the team. This is just making the squad that much better. And next time Balakari is gonna maybe hold on to that title. Like, hey, maybe I need to be better to be a starter, not lose my position. Like. These things will unfold how they're going to unfold, but that's good to see from a team to be able to say, hey, next man up, we're going to go in and still move forward in the same way and beat to their drum. So,
and you're back to a lineup that you've already had in the past as well. Like you've had Valacari in the 9 before. He's played well in the past there, and you're still going to stick to the same game plan. San Diego FC is not a team that changes the game plan based off anything. They got on a red card and they try to play the same style. They're not a team that very much adapts to anything that's thrown their way. They just kind of commit to what they have. So Balakari gets in again, game's going. Was there any maybe feeling from just the overall atmosphere of Snapdragon when Mighton went out? Or was it more like, well, at least it's not Chucky or Dreyer?
Well, I mean, not even that. I think that it was those in the know were like, oh man, like, they wanted to see more Alex Mighton.
Yeah.
You almost felt like it was his game to get a goal, just in the run of play too.
Yeah, it seemed like a shoulder issue, and it was like one of those where you could tell like the team was kind of trying Dallas was kind of picking on him, like defense wise, like they had to foul him to make sure like he couldn't do much on that right wing. So I think it says a lot that like a lot of people in the stands could tell like, okay, he's playing really well so much that they're like fouling him and trying to kind of like, I don't think they were trying to injure him, but they're trying to eliminate him from the game. And like I guess they succeeded at that, but I don't know if felt the crowd like actually noticing like that.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, like, they had no time to really feel bad about anybody because Chucky Lozano was playing lights out. He had light opportunities in that half again, just taking the time, and it looked like, yeah, he's heading towards a hat trick. Smiles all around. Just the vibes were there for San Diego FC at 2-0. And I think this is the chance for a team to just say, all right, we're going 1,000 miles an hour. Let's bring it down to 700 miles an hour. We can start cruise control. We have another whole half to play. But this is the difference between this San Diego FC from what I've seen in this entire year before, is that from the beginning of the second half, there's a shot by Luca de la Torre. And I actually wrote in my little notes, I'm like, Luca shoots like aggressively. It's a bad shot. But I was like, these guys want more. And I'm glad that they actually put it in the highlights. Like, look at the time.
Jeez.
Just coming in and just having the, you know what, I'm just going to try. Like, having that swagger to start the second half of like, all right, we're going to keep pressing. We want more. It's a small detail. I'm very inside soccer kind of moment. But like, as a goalkeeper, you're like, why are you testing me? Like, why are you testing me so early? Like, I shouldn't have the ball in my hands 13 seconds after, kickoff. But yeah. See, S1 says he rewatched the game later today. Noticed that in the first half, we lost the ball quite a bit, and Dallas was not taking advantage of that. Their second half was an absolute class in transit. It was an absolute transition play masterclass. I agree. And Dallas in the first half did have a lot more to offer. There was a couple chances that went wide for them.
Dallas starts off the game off the high of beating Inter Miami. Like you can't forget that. That's a big accomplishment that they had so far this season. It's a game that probably, when you look at it on the calendar, you mark it as a loss before you even start the game. So it was a big comeback win for them. And then they go on the road and they're facing San Diego, who's coming off a 3-game losing streak.
And so this is a true great performance in what to do on a bounce back. Like nothing solves a 3-game losing skid than a 5-0 victory. And again, they kept to their identity. They kept to their style.
Ese pase de Balacari, that pass from Balacari to Chucky, like a little scoop outside the boot pass. Like Balacari does little things like that. That is just like, damn, this guy's so good. Like he's smart with the ball. He's good with his touches. He's just that good. I mean, it's hard to almost not start him, but then there's games that he just does absolutely nothing, and you're like, why do I even start you?
You know why though?
He's such a complicated player, but he's great.
He's not complicated. Look at where he's playing in this play, right? SDFC has going to get dispossessed right there. Very, very well done. Strong. Ref says play on. Look at the space that he's occupying. That's a center mid position.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is.
Aquí está ten. There you go. I'm going to start my run. Like
passes out there. Like that makes
beautiful, beautiful transition.
And now you have Chucky, Dreyer, and Bombino on the run. Chucky's clearly going to play it to Dreyer, and Dreyer brilliantly just one-touches it.
That's a hard finish.
It is.
That's such a difficult finish on the first time to put it where he put it.
I think the goalkeeper's still a little off his
He's still off his line, but there's nothing for him to do because what are you to do?
Well
like that was a great pass. The ball boy.
El Morrillo.
That's, again, giving ideas here for free. SDFC, refine this kid and have them shake hands or something. Have him be the mascot for the flow ball. Who was the flow ball this time? Do we know?
I think it was a member of the armed forces.
All right, I'll give you a pass there. But I think we're starting to run out of celebrities. Give it to the kid. That'd be cool. Look, he already has the technique down.
Maybe that kid plays for the club one day. But yeah, Dreyer finally gets on the scoring sheet just after being placed on fraud alert. He answers back with a goal and then assist and says, "Shut up, Chiba,"
Yeah.
for placing me on fraud alert.
Yeah, you were the only one that put him on fraud alert. That
Yeah,
was
good. Me cayó. Great. This is fantastic. Finally, as a DP signing, these are the two players that should be getting on the score sheet and getting assists and making a difference.
We were
yeah,
talking with our pal Cesar H. Football. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
go for it.
I was gonna bring that up too. That like at the beginning of the season, what was the number one thing that everyone told us about the MLS is if the deep leagues are playing well, your team is gonna be winning games. And Chucky Lozano, Anders Jair are played really well in this game, and they hadn't been playing well in those last 3 games. So finally, they're playing well. They won a game. So it really is. If we just always have that in the back of our head, if Chucky and Anders are playing well, this team's probably going to be winning these games.
As they should. As they should, frankly. The people getting what they want. As advertised, really. Like this was the ideal. If you can sell the people of San Diego on a soccer team a year ago, and you could just show them into the future, and you show them this game or even that play and say, this is what you're going to have. I think a lot of people would have understood, like, oh, okay. It's very difficult to just say, like, guys, trust us. It's going to be this transition, fast play. Like, this was the game. These were the plays. Great storylines throughout, military presence, I was not ready for the most beautiful rendition of the national anthem on like Sunday. What was Saturdays? Oh, that was good too. Armed Forces.
Yeah.
Sundays was a harp.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. It was great.
Dope.
This line is amazing, actually. Chucky beats the Pensano allegations. Dragons proof he isn't Mr. February.
Yeah. Not Mr. February. Oh, we're gonna start designating months to people. I love that.
I
Mr.
like that
December,
too.
Philly Riv. Philip Rivers, always Mr. December. They should do that. Bring Philip Rivers back to San Diego FC. Again, I don't want to work for marketing for you guys.
Owner.
There's no. I don't think they want any connection to the Chargers. Like genuinely, from a marketing standpoint, I think they're trying to stay as far away from
but I
the
feel like
Chargers.
Philip Rivers has a
football.
special place
Rivers.
in San Diego's people and like everyone in San Diego's heart. Like Philip Rivers is
You know
not an
what?
LA
There you go.
person.
Maybe. I mean, he went to the playoffs while they were playing at Dignity Health Sports Park.
He played with a torn ACL in New England, Abraham.
Yeah, I know, dude. I loved Philip Rivers as a kid too, but it's the Chargers. Like that color. Are you gonna bring that kind of energy back into Mission Valley? Like, I don't know if you can do that.
Hey, the Dago boys and Barra 18 and the O-Siders, they're trying. Everybody, now I have to. Chavo Frontera Ultra, the Tribe, the locals, Riptides, USG 18, 18th Battalion.
Barra 18.
I said Barra 18. Shout out to everybody who enjoyed the hell out of that game. That was a
Can you say
great
Frontera?
game. Frontera, San Diego.
There you go. That's
The
easier.
official, yeah.
That's easier than saying
The
every single supporters, right?
conglomerate of
So, I mean, San Diego FC, after being up 3-0,
Fast
they
6-0.
still continue to attack. And then you have a goal by Oni Valakari as well. You have some key saves from CJ Dos Santos. And again, Oni Valakari.
doing his job. Like, look, that's
Yeah.
And again,
CJ,
Abe,
yep.
not Abe, Esteban will back me up on this one. That one's just for the picture.
Yeah.
That
I
one's
agree.
just for the. I love goalkeepers. There was no need to make this save so picturesque. He just jumps upward. But we do that. That's the flair of goalkeepers. But he does doing his job. So a very, very well earned clean sheet. Yeah. See. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
Hey, we help out. When it's a great goal, you just have to dive anyways to make the whoever is taking the picture like, all right, I got to make this look good.
Yeah, and then Oni Valakari's right gets a shot on target minutes before he gets on the score sheet with a goal that, I mean, thanks to what? Goal line technology, VAR, you can pretty much say that it was a goal.
I
Because
think
that was
it's-
close.
I said immediately it was a goal.
yeah, no,
I-
it looked behind the line. But
Yeah,
man,
I also I got tricked on the other side of the pitch. I thought for the Wave, there was a goal that was like obviously not a goal. So it's good that VAR exists for this reason. I know we've been trashing on it the past couple weeks, but it was pretty obviously a goal. Valakari, if he missed this, if it went over the post, Chiva would have been calling the fraud police immediately.
A couple of defenders, gets it into Dreyer. Dreyer leaves it off, and the shot bangs off the board.
Es que no es delantero. He's not a striker. He's not a finishing type.
He's not.
The fact that he's been getting on the score sheet, like it's amazing actually that
Yeah.
like it really is. I mean, his goals were meant to be from outside the box because he has such a nasty left shot that he has the power to shoot, and he's supposed to be that type of player, not the type finishing from like what 12, 15 yards away. He sweated that one. He's like, whew, almost missed that one.
All right, let's point out the good, right? Again, Dreyer going, attacking, down the middle.
Yeah.
Some great hold-up ball play, intelligent, could have taken the shot. Like, look at in acres of space. He definitely could have taken the shot, and I'm pretty sure that's a goal for Dreyer, for sure. But he does the unselfish thing.
He also saw the tackle coming.
Yeah, but he could have gotten that shot off, for sure.
Like he went
Here
for
you
the
go.
open play, and Valakari almost
my
kicks a
gosh.
field goal, man. Like that is just
Like,
way up
fue
high
gol.
already,
Like,
vato.
fue gol, güey. Fue gol, like 100%, but doesn't mean I can't.
People saying in the chat that it did not cross the line. Did they have to check VAR? Was there goal line technology?
There was a VAR check for a while, actually.
Yeah, they did. It took them a while to restart play. These angles aren't very good. There was an angle I think I did see yesterday where it was pretty clear that it was on the other side of the line.
You saw space in between the line? Because, I mean, in Liga MX, they always put the angle from on top of the goal, and you can see it. But, well, I mean, it was given a goal. So VAR, the video assistant referees weighing in on this one. And by this point, you knew it's over. You're like, 4-0.
Oh, no. We were packing up. And I'm like, guys, like let's not, like, we're done. Like it's okay. Like, everybody's gonna go happy. Everybody's having a great time. Great memories made.
Mm-hmm.
You know, relationships, father-daughter, father-dad, father-son rekindled, and, you know, just some great moments. There has to be a stepfather that took the stepson to a soccer game and, like, had a moment because of this game. I want to believe that.
Probably.
Saw the power of soccer uniting.
Probably my brother.
Oh. But nope. San Diego FC still moving forward, and I think that's the key to the San Diego FC. They're lethal. They found the opportunities. They found the chances. They were clinical. They were having a good time. They still took care of business on defense. It's not like there was any real moment of danger for the 27,000 announced at Snapdragon Stadium. But yeah, I mean, in transition, once again, open space, and then you have the local Milan Iloski from Escondido, California.
Has made it 5-0. San Diego absolutely cruising.
It's the crest.
Yeah, definitely very cool. Kissing the crest. You don't see that often. I think I heard on Darren Smith's podcast today, they're saying that's the first SDFC crest kiss. Do you guys remember any other crest
that's
kiss?
the first one,
Yeah, that's
sure.
the first
I'm going to up that one. That's the first time I ever see a player on loan kiss the team's crest that he's on loan in.
Yeah, it's kind of a
actually
big
pretty cool.
deal. But it's technically the same team though. They're sister clubs. Like Milan Iloski knew he was bound for San Diego FC when he joined FC Nordstrand. In my opinion, I think that's part of the reason why he joined FC Nordstrand, because he knew there's a potential to come back and play for San Diego. But it's a big deal. Yeah, like,
You know what? Yeah, Abe, you know what? He's a great of the week. He's a great of the week too. Trinity Armstrong, coach, great of the week, along with Milan Iloski.
I thought it was Pikachu. What the heck?
Well, they can all share.
They can all share. There can be many greats.
The Pikachu costume is the award. We'll let them figure it out amongst themselves.
We need
Trinity
to see the
can hit
Pikachu at an SDFC game as well.
He was so excited, Milan Iloski, and the post match, we got Mikey Varas, then we got Chucky Lozano, Abe got scooted away to make way for Chucky Lozano's kid. He sat in the front row.
I didn't get screwed. I technically could have stayed there. I
You
didn't
technically
want
could have said no and been like, "Hasta pa' allá,
Wait.
chamaco."
¿Te movió el morro?
The kid was like, "A ver, no, lovely kid, respetuoso, like that's a good dad he has."
He was like waving to his mom on the outside too. I don't know if you caught that. Like
it was pretty cute.
Did he get to ask a question?
No,
That would
They
have been
tried
cool.
to. They tried to get him to.
Es profesional, el niño, sabe. No está pagando. Got to get his beak wet, you know. A couple of hot Cheetos here and there.
I'm sorry, but was that at least more respectful and enjoyable than having Casey Stoney's kids at the press conference?
Casey Stoney, by the way, and this is not
Those were nice kids. They were sweet.
Touching our mics.
Abraham, I work with children. I can tell you right now, and this is going to be very controversial, what's about to come out of my mouth.
Oh, jeez.
Love
You
it.
already got Casey fired. What are you gonna say now?
I did not.
Get her fired from
That
Canada.
was
Why
actually,
not?
That was actually a conversation we had at the press box yesterday. Not the biggest fan of the redirection of challenging behaviors from some of the kiddos that have made an appearance in the press box. Yeah, they were touching our microphones, putting them in their mouths at some point, touching mouths and touching like. It's okay, guys. It's all good.
Charlie Morgan was probably the cutest kid that we've gotten, right?
Dude,
Do you remember that?
Fuse Charlie Morgan and Chucky Lozano's kids.
That was,
Dude.
because I remember Charlie was like messing around with trying to get Naomi Grandma to laugh. So that was cool.
Bro got moved by an 11-year-old.
I did.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, so at the end, and this is my point with the great and powerful Milani Losky, as you can see right there.
Wait, vete a la madre, Jeff.
Milani Losky was supposed to make an appearance, but he left the building. Like, like he just said, you know what? My job is done
I'm
here.
off the clock.
Off the clock.
We
I'll
love that
see you guys
work-life
later.
balance, Milani Losky. Heck yeah.
Yeah, no.
He said, I got to hit taco shop at Esco.
100%. Went to celebrate up in Escondido and Frontera San Diego and the rest of Snapdragon Stadium celebrated a 5-0 scoreline.
Damn.
5-0. Una paliza. An authentic ass whooping. San Diego 316 says they just whooped your ass, is what it says.
San Diego said there's no way 2 Texas team beats us this season. That's what San Diego FC said.
So let's let's hear for a little bit from Mikey Varas. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Did you guys place our camera? Or is this
No, this is our camera.
interesting?
Why?
Yeah. Wait. Where did you place it?
Down the middle, yeah.
Is that not good for you?
No, it's dope, but like, ¿dónde te sentaste?
In the middle where I always sit.
And you put it right in front of you?
Yeah.
Nice. How high up did you put it? Down like aquí?
I mean, I don't know.
That's great. Good job.
I know. Thank you.
You go ahead.
Congratulations on a fantastic win here, 5-0. What can you tell us about this complete game from your squad that found a full 90 and the biggest victory in their history?
What I can say is I'm just so proud of the boys, how they came together. They've been coming together, you know. We said, in Spanish, we said, en las buenas y en las malas. We're always together, united with our conviction and our effort. And that's what they've been doing from day one. And we went through a little bit of a rough patch. And we also had good moments. And then now we bounce back, and we bounce back in a big way because we play a complete game. We play so brave. We play with intensity, collectivity. And it's always coming from the training ground, over and over again. Training the right way, having convictions and discipline for our structure, principles, for our effort, and for our game plan. And we need to use this as a catalyst to continue to grow because we have other levels to go to.
And then just to follow up to that, how do you continue that momentum into the following weeks, obviously from a great performance in defense too, where you get a clean sheet?
For me, it's about being consistent. So it's not that now we're going to change things because now everything's good. And before we were going to change everything because everything was bad. It's about being consistent. every day you wake up, know that it's an honor and a responsibility to represent this amazing region, these amazing fans, and show up to work and work hard every single day, growing little by little. My challenge to the group is, can we grow? Can we take every opportunity to grow, to become more collective, more clear in our principles, more clear in our style of play? And if we do that over time, it's going to happen for us. It's going to happen for us. I've said it before, this club will be a big club. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But we want to be the generation who gets us there. And we need to take steps in training every week. And so what we'll do is we will enjoy this one, because when you have a performance like that, you make sure you enjoy it. And then we're going to come into training and we're going to get back to work.
Head coach.
Hay que seguir trabajando.
Head coach
Hay
Mike
que seguir
Ibarras.
chambeando.
Head coach Mike Ibarras having a lot of people run through a wall after that post game speech. Very positive. Some of the most lit up I've seen Mike Ibarras be in a. Haven't seen him this animated since the chant post match, but this time in a positive way. Being very positive, giving credit to his guys throughout. And I mean, it's good that this is the space that they're operating. San Diego FC is now currently 4th place in the West. And look, it's looking good. I can't say it's not. I can't say it's not looking great. You know, you've had some tough losses. There's clearly some growth for San Diego FC, but you know, you have to learn fast. Yeah. I think the Negri thing over in the left back has been kind of weighing on this lineup a little bit. And if he's serviceable down the line, sure, put him back in there. Man. You know, if he can play a center back position at some point, that's fine, because you're going to need center backs. Verhoeven, the kid coming over from San Jose, is going to start getting featured for sure. Just looking at the trends of San Diego FC and how they're managing the youth and the players. No word on Manu Lua.
Can I just say this about Negri?
And Haney is or had been injured from earlier in the year. That's why hasn't been featured as much. I know people were asking. Yeah, Chiva.
I think people should have known that Negri maybe is not all that after he wished Jordi Alba happy birthday on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and Jordi Alba didn't reshare his happy birthday story reply saying.
Why would you do it from a MLS rival?
Yeah, they're MLS rivals. Yeah, you never know. Maybe that's like, what if because now Jordi Alba is gonna think about it when he sees them in the MLS championship or in Leagues Cup championship. I think they're gonna try really hard in Leagues Cup. I don't know if
I really think so too. Yeah,
I think both SDFC and Miami are gonna try really hard in Leagues Cup. The actual playoff tournament at the end of the season, it's going to be weird, but the Leagues Cup is going to be a big thing for all the teams this year.
It can take a club to 5 to get a 5-goal game. We did an 11 games. Pretty impressed. It's a good trend. The team and club is trending in the correct way. The next, let's see. Some Chucky?
Chucky Lozano.
Should we? Abe, what do you think?
Yeah, he had some good answers.
All right, here's Chucky Lozano.
Queremos mucho más performance after the losing streak to go out there and put up 5 goals.
That is not Chucky. Here's Chucky.
Yo creo que los detalles que trabajamos en la semana.
I think with consistency, the training. Oh, there's translation.
Nos tocaba a cada uno de nosotros y bueno, creo que se vio un equipo muy fuerte, tanto defensivamente como ofensivamente, y bueno, eso es lo que estamos buscando, ¿no? Hay que seguir trabajando. Siempre hay cosas que mejorar, pero creo que vamos en buen camino.
I think the training we did this week, all the details we worked on, and all my teammates did the job they needed to do. And, you know, you saw a strong team offensively and defensively out there, and, you know, that's what we're after, and there's always room for improvement.
And then how great were the scenes in the supporter section with how much blue smoke was going up in the air after every single goal, and they're all out there dancing in the rain for you guys.
Es hermoso que la gente esté metida con el equipo y bueno, hay que tratar de darles muchas alegrías porque esperaban mucho este momento y bueno, creo que vamos paso a paso y creo que vamos juntos con toda la afición y nosotros los jugadores.
It's beautiful. The fans are so involved, and the way we're trying to just give them happiness out there because they've been waiting for this moment for so long, and we're all in this together. Ahora vamos en español, estamos aquí en México.
Chuggy went on to say then how the chemistry is being developed in the team between him and Dreher, because that was again the big question. Like, if these two DPs get on the same page, they're going to wreak havoc. And I think going into, I was critical as far as like, it can't be so bad without Marcos Silvestre. Like, this team cannot be dependent on one player, and I think they proved that. The system is, when it works, it works. But when it doesn't, it's gonna be hard to really find ways to surpass and overtake a team that's figured you out.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's going to be another test coming up this upcoming weekend. By the way, you can find everything that we do on San Diego.Futbol, the website. You can find it on YouTube. Abe?
I was trying to point to the logo. I was like,
oh, yep, to that right there, San Diego.Futbol, for all the full post-match press conferences, and then a little bit of a mini show. So check that out post games as well. There will be a test for San Diego FC coming up as they go to the road. They hit the road, Jack, and they are going to St. Louis to face a team that they've faced before for the second time this season, this time doing it away. The opposite of Real Salt Lake. First, San Diego FC went over to Utah, defeated Salt Lake at their house 3-1. Then Salt Lake comes back. A surprise Diego Luna takes San Diego by surprise, 3-1 victory for Salt Lake. San Diego FC ties against St. Louis here at home in Snapdragon Stadium. Now they travel to the Midwest. And what do we think, gentlemen? San Diego FC on the road. It's a different feeling. It's kind of like an unknown with San Diego FC.
It really is an unknown, right? I mean, especially against now teams that you've faced once before. So it is complicated. It is on the road. But I think San Diego FC is a team that very much likes to ride off the momentum. And I think they can kind of continue that wave against St. Louis. But it also is hard because what is St. Louis also now knows how to play against San Diego FC, having them played once already, right?
Yeah. It's a very tough game to predict, just because like that Utah game was just so bad from San Diego. So maybe St. Louis is ready for them, but it seems like San Diego FC figured some things out. They're playing a lot better. If they play their style, they'll be able to do it well. St. Louis, there's not really a travel issue. It's not too far away. There's not really altitude up there. I'm a little bit conflicted on this one, prediction wise. What do you?
St. Louis is also coming off a 4-1 defeat against Seattle Sounders.
Yeah, it's not going good for them. Seattle Sounders, the 7th place. St. Louis in 13th place out of a possible 15 on the Western Division. Only teams below them, Houston and the winless LA Galaxy. So, yeah, St. Louis coming into this game, 11 games in 2 victories, 4 draws, and 5 losses against San Diego FC. After 11 games, 5 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses. Putting them in 4th place. So,
what do we think, boys? What do we think? Prediction time.
Don't be the reason. That's what I always say. Don't be the reason to be a team's bounce back. I think for Real Salt Lake, that was a little bit of a jolt to them coming here and taking it to San Diego FC. This has to be a win for San Diego FC.
I agree.
It's a must win.
I think it's a must win game. Abe, are you thinking a win as well? Maybe.
I think they want to win, but I think they're gonna get a tie because St. Louis has been pretty solid defensively, and it's a game that St. Louis's stadium is usually pretty well packed, pretty rocking. So I think it's gonna be a San Diego FC St. Louis 1-1 tie.
1-1 tie.
It's close, but.
You know what? I like that, Esteban. I'm gonna go for your first one. Yeah, your second one says you tie 1-1, but San Diego FC wins in a tie. I'm a firm believer in that. The moral wins in a tie.
It's a wins that.
So it's a
you tie it
1-0
up at the end.
Yeah, tie it up at the end.
Well, there is a U.S. Open Cup match for St. Louis during the midweek. How much is that going to factor in? They're playing Omaha of the USL. They're pretty good. USL
and
team.
already thin roster, just injuries picking up. And that's what San Diego FC does have, is health outside of Marcos Invarsen and now Andres Reyes, is just fitness. I'm actually going to go with a San Diego FC 1-0 win.
All right. I have a 2-0 win for San Diego.
1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
All right. One thing we all have in common is there's
another clean sheet. Oh, wait,
not
no.
Abe.
Not Abe.
They're going to get some points on the road.
You know what? Jeff did pick 5-0 against Dallas. Like I did see that.
Yeah, no, he said Dallas 5, San Diego FC 0. Correct score, incorrect.
Order
who scored the goals.
Yeah. He foresaw 5 goals in the future at Snapdragon Stadium. So that's what we have for SDFC. Is there anything else for San Diego FC at this point? Training will be held on Thursday. Media availability, we'll see who they have and see if we can get some audio for the good people that follow us, follow everything that we do on San Diego Football. And again, I know people in the chat. Jeff, you've also been people. Have also been people.
Also, just some exciting stuff cooking up soon.
Absolutely. It's getting mixed up very, very well in the background. But if you want to go ahead and get involved, help us out. San Diego Football's cap. Some colors have already sold out. So thank you for those who have already purchased. Thank you for everybody who's supported and thrown a couple of Dollaruskis this way. It's very much appreciated. It's not necessary for listening or viewing, but it helps. It helps.
Another SDFC just update for San Diego Football is stay tuned later this week for the only Spanish podcast San Diego FC has on the market, which is called Corman Azul Podcast with your very own Chiba and Manuel Mesa.
I will push back. There is another one by Sons of Moctezuma. Hey, it's okay.
I haven't seen an episode recently. So
they came up. So it's fine. I trust me. I have my ear to the ground, boys. I got
Which
you.
is why I said the only Spanish one in San Diego Football. But
and in San Diego Football, you can also find the great and fantastic written work from the two gentlemen here, San Diego Football's own editor-in-chief, Abraham Cepeda. You can go ahead and check his writings about San Diego FC and San Diego Wave on San Diego Football stories. Some great pictures. It's happening. Yeah. It's really fun to have this open source of soccer in San Diego. Be a friend and tell a friend, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff because it really helps out. It makes it fun. It makes it fun to not talk to an echo chamber and just like hello.
Sometimes we have
San Diego
echoes.
See.
Yeah, it's crazy how much people recognize you guys, recognize us. Somebody recognized me as I was walking to the San Diego FC game the other day. Freaked me out a little bit, but shout out to who that person was.
Welcome to Tony's life.
Welcome. Welcome. There was something that happened the other day, actually. That was like,
dude, okay, freaking Tony. Two people at Snapdragon Stadium like came up to him like back to back in front of all the other media people, and it was hilarious because you could tell Tony was feeling himself. Like,
yeah.
All the other media people were like, "Damn." And then, like Tom Penn walks by and like no one noticed the Tom Penn, but Tony walks up and then the workers are like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Tony?"
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
It honestly it's so funny because I know how much Tony loves attention and the spotlight. Right. Like I know Tony, he's my brother, and all this stuff feeds his ego so much, and it's great. It's fun. It's amazing to see. I love that some people within different places also don't like that you get all this attention.
I hope
it's fantastic. It's fantastic because you've earned it.
Yeah, 100%. Jeremy, he was in his box with his sweet wife. All strength to everybody. Came up to that little corner, in the corner of the press box where you can kind of see. He's like, "Hey, Tony," I'm like, Okay, I hope you're supposed to be there. I don't want you to get kicked out. So let me. And he asked,
Stickers.
yeah, for the stickers.
Heck
So
yeah.
got him some stickers. So thank you, Jeremy, for saying hi. Oh, it's on the Volkswagen. Heck yeah, really
Shout
appreciate
out
it.
Jeremy. I'm actually the one that saw Jeremy. You were ignoring Jeremy. I'm the one that saw him and pointed him out. Well, shout out Jeremy. You're always in the chat too.
Love Jeremy. That guy saved my life for a whole summer.
So then, after being absolutely showered with positivity by the great people at Snapdragon Stadium, appreciate you, workers and all listeners. I want to invite you guys to my suite for a Padre Gun on Memorial Day, Kyle.
Oh,
I'm down. Tell me what to do.
I'm down.
My follow-up email says, please let me know what I can do on my end to make sure that we can move forward with this. Reply.
Isn't Memorial Day on a Monday, guys?
So traditionally, let's again. There's a lot of new listeners for Two Balls and a Mic, and thank you guys for joining in.
Listeners?
Huh?
You said
nude?
nude. You didn't? Did you say new or nude?
New. I heard new.
Both.
Oh,
I mean,
I
Black
heard-
Speech
I
is
heard
pretty
nude.
popular around here, Abe. Have you?
Hey, so if you watch
If
the show
you're-
on the
if you're-
nude, that's your business.
If you're
Abe.
part of the
Gosh.
lifestyle, guys, like I
People
won't
listen to the
judge.
show in the shower, I'm sure.
I listen to it in the shower. No. Pineapples up, guys. None. No kinds. No.
Yeah. This is such a funny episode. I
But
love
traditionally we don't on big holidays, like the important ones, is when we'll take a day off, because usually that's when we don't work for our regular job and say, okay, if it's on a Monday, like we'll come back on a Tuesday. But again, with San Diego FC and Wave kind of doing very well, we'll see how this all goes down. I did talk with Procrastinating Puma for a while. That's the thing. I'll have a conversation like with everybody about anything. Like it's really cool just to be able to see how many people are united by this one thing, which is soccer, and how everybody's involved, how everybody's consuming, enjoying, but just getting to know everybody's the really cool part about it. So don't be afraid. Say what's up. Even though it seems like you kind of shit on me in a bit, but all right, I'm down for that. I'm gonna start doing Padres coverage, 2 balls and a bat. San Diego Punto Baseball is what it would be. Why not? I need credentials.
San Diego Punto Rugby.
San Diego Punto Rugby for Legion, San Diego Punto Hockey for the goals, San Diego Punto Volleyball for the Mojo.
When is Memorial Day again? Like qué fecha? Like what date?
Come on, dude. Come on.
Sorry.
Come on. Guess. Give me a month.
May.
Okay. All right.
26th.
May 26th?
Yep.
Every May 26th is Memorial Day?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Third Monday of the month in May?
No, it's every Tuesday on a half moon.
A la madre.
Anyways, the conversation that we had before we transitioned over in San Diego Wave is in the SDFC press conference, Chiva. There was a very heated debate inside of that press room. And it got tumultuous. The people from the club had to get involved as well.
Okay.
The media had to be restrained by these incendiary remarks
Who
and
started this?
comments. I did. In true stupid fashion, I did. I'll take full responsibility for derailing this entire post-match
Before it
press
started, in
conference.
between player, coach.
I think it was before it started, and
it sometimes takes a while.
and vibes were just kind of there, and I just kind of came in and just brought the seriousness. And I just said, did you guys know that Rugrats, ¿cómo se llama en inglés? O en español? What's it called in Spanish? Did you ever watch it in Spanish? Rugrats?
Los pequeños en pañales. Or
Aventuras en
something like that.
pañales.
Aventuras en pañales.
And so we were talking about Chucky. And so we spoke about how in English it's Chucky, but in Spanish it's Carlitos. It's not Chucky. And like a bunch of people's minds in unison exploded. Like, what? It's not Chucky? I'm like, no, it's. And then we went down the list, like, and they're like, so who's almost, how do you say Tommy? I'm like, oh, Tommy. Phil, still Phil, Angelica. Yeah. So Aventuras en Pañales. And then we got talking about Reptar in Paris, and we got talking about just that.
Best.
Literally,
Rugrats in Paris.
Literally,
top tier Rugrats movie,
the
dude.
dumbest conversation preceding Mikey Vadas coming in after
Like,
5-0
right before he came in, too. It
Like
was just
right before.
Why
he
did no
came-
one ask Mikey Vadas what his favorite Rugrats movie was?
I think we all know because he's
The crossover movie with the what was the other show called? The family, esa familia, the
Familia Peluche.
no, there was a song that ooh ee ooh ah ah.
Well, no, that's Rugrats. That's the
Yep.
Rugrats movie.
Yeah, but there's a crossover, and that family in that movie has another show, right?
Oh, the Wild Thornberries.
There you go.
The Wild Thornberries. Absolutely. Top tier. Mikey Vada strikes me more as a all grown up type of fan.
Yeah, Mikey Vadas likes the
He was all
sequel
whack.
shows.
Season's greetings. We do cover everything soccer in San Diego. Before you guys move on, Abe at the beginning of the show said that Trinity's goal was louder than any goal SDFC scored last year. Abe, come on, ... 12K versus 27K in stadium.
Let me clarify. I think might have said louder, but I didn't mean louder. I think the pop was bigger for the San Diego Wave goal compared to the San Diego FC goal. And by pop, I mean like the energy exuded in that specific moment. Like, because it was definitely louder for the San Diego FC game. I mean, 27,000, obviously it's going to be louder, but the amount of like just everyone screaming their heads off over that goal, I thought it was a little bit more than any of the SDFC goals. What do you think, Tony? Like the pop, like you know what I mean by pop,
The
right?
pop, yeah, the moment that like Stone Cold returns, you hear the glass shattering, you're just like the moment your body takes control of its own destiny and doesn't even think about it. You're already standing up and you're realizing, why is my body standing up? Because it's already celebrating the goal. Because it's one moment of
I think everyone was already standing up though, is the crazy part. It's like, okay, we're gonna stand up. This is the last play of the game. It's a game winning opportunity. They've been pressing for this whole game, and then like when they finally score, everyone was just already on their feet, jumping, going crazy. But it was just other than that, though, the first goal for San Diego Wave definitely didn't reach any of the heights that the other San Diego FC goals.
I don't know, man. It sounds like Esteban thinks San Diego FC fans are louder than Wave fans, which I mean, hey, Esteban, it's not a competition, my boy.
They are louder. I think they are louder. That's fair.
Chill out, dude. It's not a competition, man. Both San Diego teams won.
I think it was louder. I think San Diego FC fans are generally louder.
Some of the loudest moments that Snapdragons have always been at Wave games. I mean, Esteban, again, not a competition, my boy. Chill out.
It kind of is, though. It kind of is a competition.
Oh, it's a competition. All right.
I have a moment.
Esteban's
I think the San Diego Wave moment that tops any other STFC moment so far. Again, very, very young club. Still has a chance to make moves and that. Chukilo or the Oni Valakari's first goal at home was great. Epic. Kalen Sheridan's penalty stop against Angel City is the loudest pop in that stadium that I've heard in person.
Even more than Coldplay?
Damn.
Is Coldplay the winner here? Are we having a weird competition?
In this
Coldplay?
No,
specific
because the thing about this is that with concerts, sound just travels everywhere. Where for the penalty, sound was traveling to Kalen Sheridan. It was just concentrated. It was concentrated inside that box. So while I think that the SDFC have had a louder crowd with Oni Valakari's first goal at Snapdragon Stadium, I get what you're saying, Abe. Like that the pop, it's the sharpness of it. Just it was staggering. It was impressive, but even then, I think San Diego Waves still has number one moment with Kalen Sheridan.
Yeah.
Number two.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by these, right? Like Abe, you said that it is almost a competition. So I kind of want to ask now, like, it's a very short timeline still for San Diego FC, but who has the most loyal fan base, Wave or SDFC?
We can't talk about that yet.
Loyal.
It's only season's not even started yet. You don't know. Once San Diego FC hasn't even like had a true like bad stint. Like obviously they had 3 bad games, but like you already have your season tickets. I think you need to wait a couple seasons before you can
Was
compare.
loyal the word of the day for you? Like what? That's not the word. I hope it's not the word you're trying to. I hope this is the lack of English that's coming through right now.
No, San Diego loyal, my boy.
It's not, technically speaking, it's 1904 because they got revived as from the Outsiders and got revived into the Dago Boys and everything that happened there. So
I do wonder though, right?
Hmm.
If Chucky retires, does the attendance fall for San Diego FC next season?
if Chucky retires, does he retire on a San Diego State football logo?
Oh,
Food for thought, guys. Food for thought. But all right, why would people even be cheering loudly for San Diego Wave to begin with, Abe? Well, it's part of the reason is this lineup, right? Kalen Sheridan in the back, Pearl Maroney, the French player, as left back, who has really just taken care of that whole entire left side since taking over. Trinity Armstrong, the 17-year-old number 3 center back, paired with Kennedy Wesley, who honestly has been just reliable player throughout. Hannah Lundqvist on the right back position. In the midfield, you have Ken Zadali, who has really just revolutionized this club. Ken Zadali just brings
who made the league's month's best 11?
A moment of class, just class into this lineup and this entire team. Gia Corley, who is that X factor, she's the one that's the catalyst for destruction and chaos in the midfield and in the last third. Savannah McCaskill, who's having a little bit of a resurgence in her career here at San Diego Wave, like she's finding her place, her role. She's a leader in the midfield, and having some opportunities to move forward as well, being a strong player to rely with as well. Then the front 3, Maria Sanchez and the number 7 on the left, and on the right you have Delphine Cascarino rounding out the triumvirate of French players, and then 17-year-old Kimi Ascanio, 17.
Yeah, it's copy and paste from last week, except for Maria Sanchez getting subbed on or getting the starting spot over Mel B this time around. So it's a strong lineup. I mean, like I think Jonas Idabal has a great problem. All these players are playing pretty great, and he is able to rotate. Like you're telling me that you can start Mel B and still be competitive and win a game, but then the next week you can start Maria Sanchez and gets a really good assist off a corner kick as well, and also plays just as good, misses a penalty, but plays just as good throughout the whole game. Like Jonas really is building this team to especially start playing 2 great halves, which is something that he emphasized earlier in the season, right? We haven't been able to play a full 90. We haven't been able to do it. And for 3 games in a row, they've been able to do it now.
Yeah, very well done by Jonas Seideval and his coaching staff that's really prepared this team moving forward. Return game for once captain of San Diego FC, San Diego Wave, Abby Dahlkemper in the center back position for Bay FC. She said, "Toodles, San Diego, I'm going to go and retire in Bay FC," and she's having a resurgence of her own in Bay FC, and so it really primed itself for an opportunity to as you see here right there, having some defensive tasks, and then immediately it pays dividends. The training ground, Kennedy Wesley.
Kennedy Wesley was in a very good position there.
I kept throwing this out there during the game. Kennedy Wesley's playing great at her position, and she's gotten the score sheet more than once now. She's leading that back line at such a young age. When is it fair for her to start maybe pointing out, or people saying like, why hasn't she gotten a call up to the national team? When can she get call up to the national team? Because I think she's playing great. Abe, I mentioned this, and you're like, no way.
There's so many good NWSL center backs and NWSL defenders that it's tough to even like break in. I think if Naomi Grandma keeps not playing very well, like she has been at Chelsea, but she has had that kind of injury thing. But like it's so tough. Like I think almost every NWSL team has at least one center back that's just solid, like really solid, and like and then especially when she has like good like playmaking ability for these set pieces, but usually sometimes when you have like if it would be as like a backup center back role, they're gonna be on the taller side just to make them even more dangerous and more of a threat on the set piece. And Kennedy Wesley doesn't have that height advantage, but she's able to get open a lot in set pieces, which is important.
The definition of scrappy is what I've seen from
scrappy.
Kennedy
That's a
Wesley.
good word.
And her play style in the center back, she's destructive and she will put her body on the line, but also put herself in very good positions. And guess what? Kennedy Wesley has done something that Naomi Groma did not, right?
Did she get on the score sheet?
No, she never scored.
No,
she never
scored
scored
for the national team
She
twice.
never scored for San Diego Wave, and Kennedy Wesley getting a great header off. Like that is a fantastic, I know Esteban said right there, great header, but like the body control to just, just dolphin dive pose towards the back post. Like
there's a deflection
excellent.
too, I think, from the center back, but still, it's a great, powerful header.
Is there a deflection?
I don't think there's no deflection.
Right there, that's a deflection.
Let's see.
Might be actually.
Like just how the ball just changes like its trajectory.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
But that's the thing. It's a powerful header. It's still on target. It's a good goal for her. Like that's what you do as a player in the box on a corner kick. You have to header the ball with power, especially knowing where you're standing. Complete opposite of things that we're going to talk about at the end of the match with the different header. But yes, San Diego Wave start off the game hot. They're starting the game with a 1-0 win, and they start playing around. They start playing their game again. And at this point, how are you guys feeling? Just seeing, okay, San Diego Wave, pretty much all of us predicted a win for this game.
Yeah. Go for it.
They were just like playing so well and like with confidence. And I think Bay FC was they were also playing like well defensively. Like they're just players were just on top of like they were not really giving space for a lot of these passes and stuff. This is a tough. Why'd you guys put this?
No,
He's cracking up
because the details. Like I pay attention to soccer so much. Like I need to find enjoyment in it, and it's stupid stuff like this. This is a great defensive play.
So she's laying down, injured, and the ball hits her, and Tony just goes.
Like, oh no,
got taken out by her own defender.
I'm so sorry, whoever that is.
I think isn't there like a Key and Peele sketch or something where it's like the goalkeeper that just keeps getting hit in the face?
You're talking about Scott Sterling. Scott Sterling.
Yeah, it was. That's a good sketch, but that's tough.
There's nothing funnier in soccer. It's not funny for the player in the moment, but it's just like comedic. I love it.
Bay FC's goalkeeper was really good too. I don't know if you guys thought that as well, but there was a couple of saves there that
there was one very important save that could have been the gaff of the week, and upon further inspection we'll decide why it was or was not. Scott Sterling shout and by Abe. Great sketch.
And Bay FC for the most part didn't look like they have the most chances or dangerous chances overall, but then just one play changed it all for them. And it led to the goal, tying goal, maybe about 10 minutes after that Wave had the lead. So, I mean, you have the play building up, and then they lose the ball here, right?
Yeah, I think Tenzadali loses it. Yeah, just
good
pressure by Bay too.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Trinity Armstrong here, I mean, 17, still lacks some experience. She pushed up a little bit too early and just gets beat on the back. And again,
it's a quick counterattack too.
Those are mistakes that you're going to learn as a young center back. Like you see here, look, like she steps up a little bit and goes straight to the ball instead of opening up wide. You got to open up to where the ball is going to go to be able to catch up to it. Any other player is faster than any center back. And she just gets beat there, but it's also a great finish.
Yeah, no, must have watched footage of Anders Dryers doing the exact same thing in the night before, because it's the similar angle, right? The tough shot to make.
Looks more like Iloski's.
Yes, sorry, Iloski's. Yeah, sorry about that. 100% clean, clinical finish there. And that's kind of where the game lived for the rest of the match. It's just a very tight midfield battle. There were moments where Bay FC were fighting, and still moments where Wave was showcasing that offense, was showcasing their options, and they never stopped being on the offensive side of things, but it just wasn't working out. As you say, a great a great performance by the defense and the goalkeeper. And as we'll see here, a penalty shout in the 26th minute.
Does this count as an assist? Oh wait, if she would have scored this,
Escanio brings Joel Anderson out of the center back central
like
position.
did Alex Martin get an assist
on
Saturday?
For the penalty for like drawing a penalty?
Yeah.
I don't think that counts as assist, but it should. I do think that's important.
You know, Jonas was asked about this penalty post-match, and he said, I thought it was a great penalty. Well placed, great powers. The goalkeeper just made a great save. Tony, as a former goalkeeper yourself.
I'm not former, I'm still current. All right. I just choose my games very carefully.
You came out of retiring more than games you've actually like committed to playing.
And I've played
every game you play.
I
came out of retirement.
I've
right now you're
played
retired.
Amazingly. But okay, free stream right there. That's a great stop. That's a great penalty. Good location. Could have been better. Could have been definitely better, but you just gotta hand it to the goalkeeper right there. Fantastic stop.
Pikachu right now was like,
no, bien desimplado el vato.
Nah, but it's a great
save.
save.
It's just a really good save. Other goalkeeping expert Esteban Toscano agrees. Yes, Abe.
Yeah, it's like I honestly like the run up from Maria Sanchez. I'm not a fan of like slow run ups. Like compared to the Chucky Lozano like run up, like this is a good run up. You're up fast, you're going straight for it, and you can see like the strong finish. Like I know Chucky, he has a stronger foot that he doesn't really use, I feel like, in his penalties, because he's like kind of doing that weird run up. But it's just so tough. Like it's a good shot, but yeah, just great save by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you could tell like the goalkeeper had already decided she was going to dive to the right and gave the space to feint. Oh, I'm going to go to the left and favor the left right there. But she's just giving herself more power and timing to launch to the right, which helps her get to it. A great stop.
By the way, something we didn't mention, Kennedy Wesley's goal was Wave's 100th goal.
100th goal in club existence. Kennedy Wesley, that is bingo night answer.
Something that Naomi Girma also couldn't do. Score the 100 goal for Wave.
She couldn't. I mean, she could, I guess. Had she chosen?
She still might. You never know. Or
she still might score the 100th goal for San Diego Wave.
Not score the 100th goal, but she could come back to San Diego Wave. Like you never know. Like NWSL is a weird thing. She might not stay in England her whole career. Like money talks.
I don't think she ever comes back for Wave.
I think if she does come back, it's going to be to a team that has a very big financial standing, like Washington Spirit.
Isn't she from the Bay Area? She would go to Bay FC.
She is from the Bay Area. Maybe Bay FC. Yeah, you never know. She'll take over Abby Dahlkemper's spot when Abby Dahlkemper retires.
Oh,
wow, look at that history being written. 2 balls on a mic. Second half happens and a whole lot of nothing.
A lot of nothing. You see Cascarino do some fancy footwork trying to walk the ball into the net. This ball just bounces off the post.
Como tres postes, no?
Yeah, no, it was the woodwork was not in the favor of San Diego Wave this game. But they were, that just tells you they were very offensive. They were moving forward. They were just trying to score. They wanted to win this game. And probably the most important play outside of the second goal just happened. And this is a reason why Trinity Armstrong gets the San Diego Punto Futbol goal of the week. It's this effort that gets the corner.
In California, here against Angel City, here's Armstrong slotting it. Leon saved.
I'm mad because I missed it. So I went to the bathroom.
You missed the goal?
No. I saw the goal. I missed this play.
Yeah.
And yes,
confidence to come out off your line. Like obviously it's late in the game, so a defender's more likely to do this kind of thing. But for like a 17-year-old center back, instead of like she has passes open, there are options there. But with that much green space in front of her, she's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna freaking speed it right in here. It's nuts.
Yeah, options are there already. You have a good pass. I want to see if I can dribble past a defender. I can. The runs are already happening. Lays and has a patience to see what the runs are going to be, and just slots it through to Adriana Leon. Adriana Leon gets the ball. Literally everything you can ask for a striker in that position is something I always say: just shoot the ball, just get a corner, get a rebound inside the middle, create chaos, but just shoot the ball. And that's exactly what Adriana Leon does there.
It's funny because during the game you also mentioned before that Adriana Leon was the problem, saying that she would hold on to the ball too much.
Yeah, exactly. And she, just chose that moment of, okay, shooting right there. She gets the shot off, creates a corner, and then the goal.
Kenza Dali. Time running out. Puts one up. It bounces off the crossbar.
Pikachu loses his mind. The Wave lose their mind. The Cove, the Sirens, everybody is in absolute celebration mode.
And during this time live, Esteban said, yeah, that's not louder than yesterday. Esteban said that.
I don't think it was louder. I think Esteban's right about that. But the energy from the pop was greater.
Don't go back in, Dave. And your ground, my boy.
No, it's
just starting.
FSC scoring last minute plays. We've had Dr. Bergerma, Wesley, and now Armstrong all from corners. Yeah, it's a really, really good place to be with the players.
By the way, worst kickoff ever from Caitlin Sheridan at the last minute, the last play of the game.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
But yeah, so I mean, the game ended right here, like,
yoink.
It's funny because Kristen McNabb came in after the second goal, and they put Kristen McNabb's picture on this thing, and Tony was like, "Wait, McNabb square?" He was about to edit the tweet. I'm like, "No way, she came in as a sub." We have
Tony didn't know who scored it either.
What's
crazy? You're like the broadcaster. You didn't see who scored it.
Yeah, but I would have been excited for whoever scored.
Hey, Tony also has a medical condition. Be a little more, like, considerate, man. Come on.
That's true. Sorry. You're a little Thiago.
I got you, big boy.
You have your binoculars. You could have used them.
Let's hear from Jonas Ideball post match.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
We got Jonas. We also got Kennedy Wesley and Trinity Armstrong, both center backs, both the goal scorers. I mean, Kennedy Wesley, we have a little thing already, right? Where she takes the mic off of us. It was funny. Like, if she would have done that during the press conference, that didn't happen, but it would have been great.
Maybe next time.
No. All right. Head coach for San Diego Wave, Jonas. By the way, you keep calling him Jonas. Jonas. Like with a Y.
He's my favorite Jonas brother.
Season stringing up a full 90.
I thought I said season's greetings to him.
It sounded like it.
About the season stringing up a full 90. You've actually strung up a couple of games now together. Where is this team at? And what's the potential moving into further in the season with what you've seen your squad give you so far?
We're maturing as a team. It's still a lot of things that we have left to develop, to grow with, but I definitely feel like we're more consistent as a team. There are more situations that we handle well, and I think today we were really pushing for the goal in the second half. It was great to see the mentality of how we want to play, not only at home, but in general in the league, to not be satisfied with a tie result, to keep on going for it. And I really think that made a difference at the end as well.
And then paying attention, obviously, to the pragmatic throw-ins, to the set pieces. There's a difference today, but also an intangible chemistry that your team is building up. How are you putting these things together, and what are the keys to make this squad so strong?
Involvement. We started the season with a quote to say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. But if you want to go together, then you have to involve people. And it's the same with set pieces as it is with the way we play. It's we do things together. We see things together. We discuss things together, and we have clarity on how we can approach situations. So players are very much involved. They play a great part.
That's Jonas Ideball, and I mean,
that's a good quote.
It is. And he's very much kind of like Casey Tony, where she's like, I got to talk to the media again. Sheesh. But he is very kind of like,
no,
he speaks the facts. Like that's pretty much what he does. Like he literally tells it like it is. Especially if they win a game and they don't play well in a half, like he's gonna point that out, and I really do appreciate that from him. And I like that he actually like makes eye contact when he's answering to your question.
Mikey Barras does too. They look through your soul.
They do.
They know how to just see something in there.
Blue
What do you
eyes
think
too.
of it, Jonas?
Yeah, I thought that's just a great quote, and it really is like true that their involvement and identity, like every player feels involved, and I don't think that's something that we saw from teams of years past. Like when a substitute comes on, it just looks like, oh man, they're just playing for defense and hoping like they can stay in it. Like when Amir Ali comes on at the end of the game, like Amir Ali can play a good game. Like she's had good games. She plays well on the offensive side, but when she comes on, it's just like, okay, there's nothing there. Like she's been disengaged from this game this whole time, right? And when they make substitutes now, they feel intentional and they actually like lift up the team's energy and like excitement. Like Mackenzie Robbie subbed on in this game, and she hasn't like played in a while, but she was still like just looked like Gia Corley out there. Like didn't have the same speed, but she was still making important runs down the side and like creating good chances for the team. So having so many players that are like able to like be involved and contributing at a high level is like really good for the depth for this team.
And the thing about it too is that this is the beginning of the chemistry being done well. Like it's not like they've been doing this the whole season. Like it's taken them some time to get to this point. And there's a real buy-in from the team within each other. Later on, I did ask Trinity Armstrong about that set piece, and you can go check it out on our YouTube channel completely. Football. But she says this is the story that she told Kenza Dali to get her the ball on the second post, and then she would take care of the rest, which Kenza Dali ended up finding Trinity Armstrong on the second post, and Trinity Armstrong figured it out. Now, I don't want to say that didn't happen, but I do think that's exactly how that went down.
There was on one of the replays on one of the YouTube videos for the highlights, it does show them like at least high-fiving before, like while Kenza Dali's running over to go take the corner kick. Like they do a quick little high five, and I don't know if they have the conversation there, but maybe there's just a quick little like, hey, find me. Or just, you could tell they definitely lock eyes in that moment. So it could be as simple as that. Of sometimes when you like are asking for a pass, all you need to do is lock eyes. And for like a 17-year-old to be like, "Hey, pass me the ball. I'm gonna ice the game," which that's insane. Like the 17-year-old with the game on the line, last minute of the game, just like, yeah, I need the veteran forward to midfielder to send me the cross. It's crazy.
Honestly, like leading up to it, Kenza and I were conversating about whether or not we were going to switch it up and go back post, and I just had a strong feeling about it, and I just told her, I was like, if you can find me back post, can you do it? And then she's like, yes, and then we just kind of ran up, and I locked eyes with her, I locked eyes with the ball, and the rest was a little bit of a blur, but I like looked, and it was in the air, and then I like disappeared, and then I saw it go in the back of the net, and I was like, thank goodness, because I knew we were working so hard to get this win, and I'm so glad that we were able to do it.
It's almost like you realize, right? Like these are professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Like if one tells the other, "Hey, hit me back post," the other player, especially being Kenza Dali, who's so good, is going to find you right there.
She's gonna find it, and she did. It's incredible.
And I mean, this is just beautiful knowing that they can plan something and you can execute it. And for anyone that plays soccer professionally, right, it's almost easy for them because they're so good at what they do, and they have a talent far superior than anyone else that just plays soccer for fun. And it was really cool to see that, this was talked about briefly before the corners. Like, hey, find me back there. And it actually gets executed, and it's amazing.
And the way she does it too, like we were talking about the game, in Chelsea versus Didier versus Bayern, right? Where Didier Drogba, scores that last second header, and it's exactly that. He heads it towards he heads it downward. That was actually I wish I didn't know soccer so well to be able to ask these questions, but one of the other reporters was like, "Hey, so why did you do that way?" She's like, "Well, the technique is to head it downwards because it's harder for the goalkeeper to react, and it's 1000% true." And she did that to a T. It doesn't need to be powerful; it just needs to be disorienting for the goalkeeper. Looking down, looking up, the speed. It's hard to really gauge how fast it's coming at you. There's limbs everywhere. But yeah, I mean, perfect execution of a set piece, and what a goal! What a performance by San Diego Wave. Everybody lost their mind.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that being said, right, San Diego Wave play at home again this weekend against Portland Thorns. Right now, currently, San Diego Wave sitting in third place of the NWSL league table. I've been telling everyone that Wave is a top 3 team this season, and Abe keeps questioning and saying, no way, they're top 3. Abe, you can't say anything right now. They're top 3 right now. For this next week, you can't tell me anything.
You are right. It's been, 8 games? 7 games? This is the 7th game? Yeah, 7 games through the season. You are correct.
Yeah.
And the
Thank you.
Quote of the press conference came from Trinity Armstrong when asked who she dedicates this goal to.
Oof. I dedicate it to my past self, just for pushing through all the different obstacles and different obstacles and just trials that I had to go through to get to this point, and just not giving up on the sport I love.
Okay,
Man,
tearjerker.
the kids are woke
Thank you,
nowadays,
guys.
man. The kids are woke. And I mean, to share a little bit more, and she shared how there was difficulties with her health before becoming a pro and all that, and she pushed through that, and it was a hard thing to do. And I mean, look at her now, scoring a game winner at Snapdragon Stadium.
Very mama mentality of her,
Yeah.
and saying like, I got me here.
We were talking about her, right? Like, if somebody were to ask, like, hey, some big shoes are there to fill at the center back position for Wave this season, what was she going to say, Tony?
She said, I'm going to need some bigger shoes or something. What did I say?
No, we're like, oh, she's like, I have a bigger shoe size.
Yeah. Yeah. She believes in herself. Trinity Armstrong believes in herself. And look, 2 center back scoring, having a good defensive performance that are so young. It's really good. It's looking upwards for San Diego Wave moving forward. And
se calle, sigues en soccer, no sabes.
I think that's a good point. It's a fair point. You lose against Kansas City, you lose against Orlando, but it was early in the season. They were still trying to find their identity. I think they really have it honed down now. I'm excited to see them play against another good team again. Like when they play against Kansas City again, when they play against Orlando at home, and then Washington Spirit, they look like a completely different team without Trinity Rodman. So they do have the chance to be top 3. Unfortunately, Chivas right.
Unfortunately, yikes.
Sorry. Maybe not unfortunately. Chiva probably.
They face Portland this weekend. Tony, you won't be able to be there. You're going to be in Mexicali.
All right. Well, don't tell people, but all right. I don't know why you would do that right now.
Okay, I guess not. Sorry. Yeesh.
Yeah, people don't even know where I'm going to be.
Oh, my bad.
What's up with that?
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Sorry.
Switching subject,
no,
Chicago actually fired their coach after the Wave game.
Abe, mommy and mommy are talking right now.
I'll drop the address where you're gonna be too if I want to.
San Diego Wave will play in the spirit of Torero Stadium, unlike the backdrop here on the official NWSL
and Tony won't be
website. And Tony will be there because he will be at an undisclosed location
in Canada.
Dirty Abe, Dirty Dom, Dirty Abe.
I was on 619 Soccer side. What did I do?
San Diego Wave play against Portland, and as you said, Abe, it's a different team without Trinity. So
Trinity Rodman's not on
He's
Portland.
not on Sun Spirit. So it's a different team that they faced, that Portland's faced in the years before. We've seen some classic encounters with San Diego Wave and Portland in the past. This is a new era. This is a new timeline here at home. What do you think is going to happen, Abe?
I think Portland are like getting better as the season's gone on. There's definitely a lot of questions of their head coach. I think I've seen a lot of Portland media and Portland fans kind of like wondering like what's going on. They have a weird play style. Some of their like really good players like don't even fit like the play style. Like Olivia Moultrie's been having like a tough time, even though she's like earning spots on the U.S. Women's National Team. So it's a weird team right now, but they're finding their footing as the season's gone on. I think it's probably going to be, because it's at home, San Diego Wave another win, either 2-1 or maybe 1-0. But just the Wave are on fire right now, and it's hard to pick them against that.
You got to pick one, dude. You can't have two predictions.
Yeah, I'll say 2-1 San Diego Wave.
Tony?
Let's go with the exciting 2-2 tie.
That's actually crazy because I had that written down.
Did you really?
On my prediction as well. I think it's going to be a tie. Now I kind of want to change it. By the way, last week Tony and I both had a 2-1 win for San Diego Wave.
Damn right, on the money, Abe. Step your game up, son.
Yeah, so officially
perfect prediction.
Right now, Tony's in last place in the predictions for Wave for 4 points, and Abe and I are tied at 5 points. Doing a lot better for Wave than I am for San Diego FC. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna go with a win for San Diego Wave as well.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna go with a. Damn, I'm gonna go with another 2-1 win for San Diego Wave. I'm gonna copy Abe here.
Cody agrees with you. 2-1 Wave. Esteban 1-0 Wave. All right, some positivity for soccer in San Diego here. All right, I like it. I like it a lot. There will be a lot of games played at Snapdragon Stadium, so keep an eye on that field, on that surface, because San Diego FC does have 5 games in May on Snapdragon Stadium turf, I believe. 5. That's something single, no?
Yeah, they played. They have 4.
They've already
left.
played 1. Yeah. They will play 4 more. Procrastinating Puma says 2-0 San Diego Wave, and we heard it, Abe, walking out of the SDFC press room. Just the genius of the fantastic people that work in the comms department for their soccer ops. Just how quickly the comms department comes up with great headlines, and we heard the birth of the Cinco of May, like that's what they're running with. The Cinco, what is it? The Cinco de Mayo, the Cinco for Mayo or something like that. Great piece of marketing. We heard that and we're like, wow, that's amazing. That's really good.
Cinco de Mayo, and it's cool.
Well, guess what? It is Cinco de Mayo. So let's switch that to that one. We almost had a different intro, Abe. You want to see it?
Yeah.
You want to see it?
Yeah, might as well. Give the people what they want. Come on.
For Cinco de Mayo.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio encendido, la vibra es buena.
Was that Craig Elson or an AI voice at the beginning?
I don't know. You tell me.
Ready for Cinco de Mayo.
Soy mexicano.
It's an AI voice, but it sounds close to Craig Elson, doesn't it?
Don't tell Wave that. Let's just AI replace our boy. Cinco de Mayo. Okay, let's see it. Oh no, take it down. Arriba, amigos.
Buenas noches, chiquillos.
For Cinco de Mayo.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi
Terrible. So bad. All right.
Free hat to whoever tells us on the chat. Nah, I'm just kidding.
What?
Thank you for another purchase during the episode. Appreciate you for that.
Shout out, y'all.
Season's greetings to everybody who's joined us tonight for episode 275 of Two Balls to the Mic. We'll be back with some more coverage of soccer in San Diego. We make it happen. Post games, pre games, the games, post matches, everything soccer in San Diego lives here. the soccer of San Diego lives through San Diego Football, San Diego Football. Check it out on all sorts of social media. You can find it on Blue Sky, X, Instagram, YouTube, and the website San Diego Football. .com. Season's greetings to everybody. Season Sebastian Stevenson's greetings over to Abraham Cepeda and the great people of, I don't know, who should we dedicate this to?
My past self.
That's actually pretty good. Dedicate to your past self for that. See you next week. Till then, bye-bye.
Laters.